Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, innovating, and amazing Propagandacast with your host, Imperial Dane, the one and only Master Propaganda, except no substitutes. Off here to our 1v1 on road to Tunis. In the west stands Lattouf, fighting for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland, the 21st Panzerdivision here. 2nd Panzergrenadier Company, tasked with holding this vital road to cover up a large advance by the 16th Panzer Division. In the east stands a Momo4sho fighting for the British Army, the 7th Armoured Desert Rats, 3rd Rifle Company here, tasked with gaining control here and of course jeopardizing Rommel's advance further to the north. So we got Meteor Race of the Dollar Ponies, early MD42 for Lattouf, double sappers here for Momo4sho. And as always, a big hearty thanks to the Patreon supporters, these wonderful, charming people, these heroes of the Propaganda Ministry who keep supporting the Propagandacast. Big thanks to all those charming devils for their continued and generous support. And of course, a big thanks as well to those people who keep liking and commenting on videos, doing a great part there as well in spreading the word of the Propagandacast. So, we're off here, Sappers heading northwards there, sandbags being laid down here. We got a 2nd MD40 here for Lattouf, going hard on those Maschinengewehren, ready to establish that blocking position and hold up the British. We got the Dingo Light Scout Car for Momo4sho, rapidly moving out there for some light reconnaissance. The Dingo Light Scout Car was just basically based off taking a Dingo Armoured Car and cutting off the turret. Fun fact there. The British had a bit of a penchant for just creating other vehicles but just removing the turret off them. So MD42 might catch the Dingo, forcing them back here. 2nd MD42 might support the 1st MD42 here. Sappers though could get caught here in a swift burst of fire here from the Lattouf's Maschinengewehren. Stingo there being caught here. Sappers there. Get past the fire there. What will Momo do? He switches towards the northern machine gun, hope to catch that one off guard here. Other machine gun still busy with the Dingo. And oh dear, they're going to get caught right in the fire. And there we go. Immediately drops Corporal Jenkins and Private Parker. Can the rest make it out there alive? Looks like Turner and Peters. Oh, Turner fell as well. Peters the only one to survive. In the south, Dingoing out there in the face of the MG42. A rough start here for Momo4sho. Met here with the MG42 wall here from Lattouf. Up north, ponies advancing in northern fuel pumping seats for the sappers. We got Grenadier on the way for Momo4sho. They're ready to match the German menace section. Their machine looks like they're going to rush to the building. Whoever gets in there first definitely will hold the upper hand, and that is Lattouf here once more. Momo finds his path here, stymied by the MG42, the Bone Saw, as it was known, also the Linoleum Ripper, and many other not so nice things. And he's arriving here, no battle group chosen yet here, the Lattouf section. They're trying to dodge the MD42s and with 2 machine guns coming here. Things are only going to get tough here for Momo. Much tougher. Grenadiers will serve him, machine gun low on health here. Momo Stinger's up north, probably getting repaired by the sappers. We got another section out. I do think with all these machine guns out, Momo would really benefit from a mortar. So actually it could make it much harder here for Lattouf to operate this machine gun, you know, laden strategy so far being executed against him. And he's being forced there. Come on, Lattouf, get that Maschinengewehr to the front line. British won't keep walking into it forever, you know. Sometimes you have to bring the MG42s as them. Dingo crashing through the boxes. Quick spotting the Grenadiers on the flank and firing with a little Bren gun. Lattouf continues to operate without a battle group. Makes me think it's more likely Mechanized or Breakthrough. There could still be Luftwaffe. Honestly, it could be all 3 of them. Bit of skirmishing here, Grenadiers being held up, but definitely thinking more towards these, as typically they do have a bit more of the fun stuff in the later game, whereas Luftwaffe does have some fun stuff early on. You like typically want to get in there, personally. Only one Grenadier squad here, Lattouf, perhaps planning to take up here. Yes, indeed, we got the Panzer Grenadier up here for Lattouf, so he's likely going to push that for fast Panzer Grenadier. A bold strategy here. Dingo there moving in, spotting the pioneers, so they work alongside the vast dirt road there in the center of the map here. Recce sections with the scope, the Enfields pushing back the pioneers. Down to less than half health here. Otto falls down. Panzer Grenadier squad almost done. Maschinengewehren are, well, one remains in here. The other one is covering Grenadiers as they go for the fuel pump. Really aggressive strategy from Lattouf. He's definitely utilizing these machine guns actively. And we get Mechanized with fuel siege, which is actually one of the prime reasons I actually go for this battle group is fuel siege. Just that ability to get extra fuel as you grab a point with infantry is honestly really good. In particular on some maps, it can really sort of like help gain a lead, or at least very least, I would say, if you're up against an aggressive, harassing opponent, can help negate that. So It's this interesting ability there. So, Momo here has teched out, though, possibly planning a fast tempo here versus Lattouf. Gonna try and, you know, up the tempo here versus the Germans, try and swing the engagement into different phases. The machine guns may not be quite as relevant. In the south here, Pioneers with Panzer support counterattack into Momo's here, southern flank here, section need to withdraw. Sappers there in a bit of a tough spot as well. The Sten guns still making short work of the Pioneers, but the Panzer Grenadiers on hand with their Sturmgewehr 44 is more than making short work of the infantry section, in particular seeing how low health they are on. Sappers then need to withdraw. Panzer Grenadiers arriving here. Lattouf's assault here continues for the 21st Panzer Division, and up north here, 16th. And the machine gun is being hit by the artillery fire. Well, up north here, Saps of the watch, and then going before true ripping into the Dingo, almost taking out there Momo's light vehicle. No artillery, and we got no, I do mean artillery, but we actually no battle group is what I tried to say here. Got the building there, taking a massive 25-pounder gun here, there straight through the walls. The British were big fans of the 25-pounder guns, very much their standard artillery piece of the Second World War. They would even sometimes use it as an anti-tank gun because they had to. So, you know, pretty decent weapon. It was also be what they'd mount all on most of their self-propelled artillery pieces. Troops sending out here for Lattouf. Nothing further here, no additional Panzer Grenadier. We got armor though here for Momo. We got the engineered attachments, which make them cheaper to reinforce and deploy. Plus we got a radio net. That is actually a nice ability, but it is one I do feel like tends to get a bit overlooked here. The south here, Panzer Grenadiers versus the Dingo. Wait, Momo went for a second Dingo? He went double Dingo? That's a first. That is an interesting strategic move here though by Momo though. Double Dingoes. Perhaps thinking if double Jeeps for the Americans can sort of work. Maybe double Dingoes can for the Brits, I don't know. But we do have more Panzer Grenadier here for Lattouf and the 16th Grenadier supporting them here. Goes for the Humber now, so Momo here going for a very light vehicle heavy strategy. It's also possible the reason kind of going for so many Dingoes is they can sort of do some damage and then later on he can refit them to rush ahead here, so very interesting strategy of Momo, very interesting. Germany for again, making that push on the fuel point, severing fuel income, and there we go, we got the light vehicle withdraw refit, and yeah, he does it. He actually withdraws one of the more damaged Dingoes for a bit of extra manpower, calling in a Humber, of course, now at the same time. Interesting, interesting. Panzers, they're breaching the building. Nice merch by the way there. Thumbs up to Lattouf. Merch, of course, is an excellent, very powerful ability, and probably one I do expect to get toned down a bit in the future, since unlike in Coh3, where, you know, the stats of the Grenadiers would largely carry to the unit they merged into, so, you know, while they did have the weapons, they wouldn't like, you know, have the health or everything else there, or durability of it. But they do here, actually, which is a bit much. But there you go. Gotta wipe the Panzers, but even gotta wipe the Grenadiers. A huge blow to Lattouf. An excellent strike here for Momo that otherwise, I think, offsets the initial successes the Germans have made against him. Of course, Lattouf is likely going to hit him with a Sturmgeschütz in the near future. But wiping a Panzer squad in the early game is really good. Like, they didn't really get to do that much here for Lattouf before Momo put them 5 feet under, so good strike here. Nice shift here strategically by Momo. Certainly is the one thing always to keep in mind there, you're fighting against the Brits is like, you know, that Humber. Which of course is why some players tend to go for Jaegers with Panzerstrakes, because they very much crash the Humber. And it's also why, again, the Luftwaffe camp battle group is fairly popular, because again, LG-40s are another nice counter. We got more to for more. In this case, the decoy flares, cheeky, making his opponent think he's going to hit that point, causing a mass retreat here from Lattouf. Solid play there by Momo. We got a 6-pounder gun as Lattouf and the 16th or 21st Panzerunits bring in the Stug 3G. There's a lot of action going on here. Sapper setting out. Humber firing away. Note there were a few versions of the Humber, and the final version, the Humber Mark III, actually had a 30-centimeter gun there, rather than the autocannons currently equipped with here in the game. Fun fact. Mine spot in the south here. Momo has gone for mines. Thumbs up. And note the sort of spotty mine there is also a pretty devious one there by Lattouf. So thumbs up to that mining. Just, you know, got kind of ruined there. And we got the second Dingo being withdrawn here as well now by Momo. Again, that's going to be another big rise in manpower. He can then use whatever he wants to do. Pretty interesting stuff there by Momo. But now we have the Sturmgeschütz. We have the Pendelmade Maschinengewehr. Excellent work here by Lattouf bombarding the building here. Maschinengewehr and Pioneers in a bit of a tough spot. Grenadiers advancing there. But they are out in the open as the recce section. 6-pounder gun gets off a great shot there in the Sturmgeschütz. Grenadiers advancing and caught it by the Sappers. Panzers moving in as well here. MD42 ripping into them. Closing in swiftly for the Fatherland. And there you go, routing the sappers mercilessly. Almost getting white people. Momo has a bit of fortune there with him. It's back to Lattouf and Deutschland. Pausing them back here, and we got the raid package here for Lattouf. Might go for the Afghan. Could also go here for the Stug Assault Group, and of course a Stug D to complement his Stug G. Plus, it would give him some more infantry as well, a bit on the cheap. Up northeast section being routed here, as the Stug and the Pioneers, they are doing a bit of room clearing there. Pursuing here the section, then we got Panzers being assailed here by Recce section and the Humber. More Recce section wins. That means, of course, Momo's upgraded all the sections with the Recce package. Big fan of those Scopely Enfields and those flares. Baker's then out for Momo, flanking the Panzer Grenadiers here. Nice maneuvering by Momo, the machine gun really catching here. Lattouf's Panzer Grenadiers in a tough spot. Section here, they're being pulverized, flame for Stug. Really causing a lot of damage here. Momo, I think, realized what's going on, pulls back his men. Nearly avoiding a total collapse in the south. Machine gun going in aggressively, catching Momo's southern sappers in a bit of a bind. Crikey! There's bloody Germans with their machine guns! Have you ever heard of bolt-action rifles? Yeah, we have, but you know, they don't shoot fast enough. Humber there rushing southwards for Momo. Section here being caught by the Sturmgeschütze as Gate. As for Momo, we got another 6-pounder gun on the way. Obviously, the Stug's arrival there is causing Momo there a great deal of concern in the face of the mighty Sturmgeschütze. Sounds being caught at the Pioneers. And sound of the trees, of course, are not much protection against the flamethrower up north. This Sturmgeschütze pushing back the Recce section. Panzer Grenadiers machine gun moving in there. Worth noting, Lattouf here, definitely a bit of resources. Definitely looking like, yeah, a Stug D assault group calling. Again, 600 manpower, he gets the Stug D and he gets the Panzer Grenadiers. There's a bit of a discount involved there, basically. Plus, of course, it looks really cool when they come running in on it. So, that should give Lattouf here a bit of a fresh element here versus Momo, as armoured being brought to the front line. Thought the Stug just managed to hit a mine right out Momo's space. That would have been quite the mine there for Momo, by the way. Running the sappers up north. There you go, Stug moving towards the centre. Section about to be caught here. Other section finding the place becoming awfully hot in the face of the Pioniere. Panzer's heading south towards the fuel point there, hitting a mine again. Momo doing a great job there mining. So many mines, in fact, for Momo. And of course, this actually punishes Lattouf for going for double flamethrowers. And obviously, it's very nice to go for double flamethrowers, but it does also mean it really rewards Momo then for going for mines. So, thumbs up to Momo here. Thumbs up. And Stug there, of course, limited support there is easy to target him for the 6-pounder gun, forcing that to withdraw. Other Stugs about to hit a mine there. There we go. So, really good work here, Momo, laying down a lot of mines here versus Lattouf. In the 16th, and he even calls back the Humber here. Like, just so many, like, withdrawals from his fits. That's like his third use of that ability so far here. Guessing he might be using that to take ahead here and push for armor, maybe. Or there's something else planned for Momo. I do not know, but it really highlights one of those advantages the British do have. But so many British players, I feel like, on some levels, aren't quite utilizing that ability to just pull back a unit, get the resources, and then do something else entirely with them. It can allow you to basically operate in phases. Like you have a light vehicle phase, and then you just go, well, I don't need my light vehicles anymore. I'll just hold them back, and then you move on to, like, Chelsea, the next phase. And that's basically what Momo's doing here right now. Versus Lattouf, he's just went, okay, I'm done with my light vehicle phase. Now I'm on to, like, you know, the bigger stuff phase. Stug, the lands a great hit here. Ah, okay, that's his mine for once. Eric Recce section, they're getting pumped here with the Sturmgeschütze from D and its 10-pounder cannon. 6-pounder gun helps in pursuit. We got another Stug 3D here, though, for Lattouf. I think he's going for that many Stugs. On plus the Panzer Grenadiers, he really wants the Panzer Grenadier officer quarters, providing the Veterans 1, and allows him to get Veterans fast after that as well. There's a really, I think, crucial upgrade. Would benefit not just his 2 Stug Gs, but also all the Panzer Grenadiers he has in the field. So, really strong upgrade if you got, like, you know, enough units from the Panzer Grenadier Company. Second Stug ready. A Stug G that is, so that's a total of 3 Stugs here for Momo. I thought Lattouf back to Momo here. There we go, company command post again. He is done with the light vehicle phase. It is now the tank phase, basically. So, a nice usability again by Momo. Very nice uses there. And of course, the company command post has a better version. This can work on all vehicles. This one only works on the light ones and costs munitions. Maybe this one also needs to cost a bit there, but as a whole, you know, again, very good ability in the right hands. And so if I'd say Momo has been doing an excellent job at just highlighting that. Sturmgeschütz being fought has been caught here. Vickers backed up with 6-pounder guns here. Is going to be less than ideal here for Lattouf. And this 21st Panzertruppen charge into here, despite how many glorious Stugs he has. Though, of course, there are some open flanks here, so he could exploit that here. He's also going for that field point again. I really like this constant pressure around the field point, and I imagine Momo does not. Gebaldeladen, there you go. Nice prediction of the path that they're taking. Ripping for an entire section. The Gebaldeladen does the job. Crikey! There's Jenkins all over the place. Well, he always did say he liked marmalade. Not like that. Wrecker section there pushed back by the Panzergrenadiere. And the far south here we got the wrecker section moving up here, backed up with the sappers, sweeping any potential German mines, though the Germans have not been as keen on the mines here. Back here we got the Crusader 2 medium tank here to apply some fresh armor pressure here. Again, Lattouf, I think, has been doing a fairly good job at hitting his opponent's economy by, again, hitting that fuel point fairly consistently. So thumbs up to Lattouf there. Into the carve point there as well. Betting to on those Panzergrenadiers. They got themselves some nice medals.
Our supply line's broken. We have sectors isolated out there.
South, the other Panzer will catching the sappers here. Falling back in the face of the mighty Panzerguns. Got the wrecker section there. Got the Crusader out here. Can of course equip with the 6-pounder gun. That said, he's short on munitions, so probably not going to happen anytime soon. Of course, one thing to consider for Lattouf for the way that Momo's handling his anti-tank guns would be to go for Nebelwerfer. That could be an excellent counter here to these 6-pounder guns. And for that matter, any infantry around set 6-pounder guns. Far south here, Panzers there have confirmed there's a British Crusader tank on the field, and they're also quick to confirm that they're getting out of there. This is Obergevater Wilhelm. We're getting out of here. There's a British tank, and very crucially, none of ours. Wrecker section advances. Pioneer there, about to give them a taste there of the Flammenwerfer. Stug gets off a nice as well. Get the Stug D assisting. Veterans run on that one. Sehr gut. Sehr gut. Go. Wrecker section needs to be careful. Nice shot there. 6-pounder guns up in the Stug 3G. Needs to withdraw there. Good use of smoke again. Part of the raid package for the battle group. Smoke dispensers. Shots fired there. In the center there, sappers caught with the MD42 here. Lattouf's definitely still making great work with those machine guns, but Momo is starting to, like, you know, increase the pressure here, and he's also starting to, like, you know, I think, exploit more where Lattouf is and isn't. I mean, for some reason, Lattouf's really just stuck his Stugs up north, meaning the rest of the map is fairly relatively Stug-free, which is great for Momo, but I feel like it's doing Lattouf a disservice. There you go, we do get an evil F here, slamming into the 6-pounder gun crews here. Suddenly, things get a lot hotter there. Somehow, though, to Momo's great fortune, none of the crews expired. They will probably need some psychological help after that. Pushing northwards here with the Stug D, engaging the Recce section here. Nice shot. South side, Panzer's breaking through there. Crusader switching towards the center here. Oh, let's go into a transflank around the Sturmgeschütze. Bold move here by Momo with his Crusader now Mark 3 here. Good shot on China from the Stug though on the Crusader. And up north here, we got the Stug still at it, but disengaging. Crusader opening up the Grenadier there, forcing them to withdraw far south. The Panzers continue their slow, steady advance here, but again, without anti-tank support. Not a Stug in sight. As for Momo, what's next? Could be good guards, could be more Crusaders, could be Matilda 2. The opportunities open here for Momo.
Weapon teams will receive training immediately.
Ooh, we got training here for Momo. Or you got the infantry trainings going for the team weapon training, meaning it's anti-tank guns and machine guns get a bit of a boost there. Plus, whatever team weapons he grabs, the enemy will also receive a boost there. That's kind of what makes this one a bit unique there. It also applies to captured enemy equipment. Fun fact there.
Team weapon training completed.
Because apparently they just like download the information, the German weapon schematics into their head. Alright, Terrans, we just need to pull this plug into your head and you'll know everything to know about German gunnery. Oi! There won't be any side effects. 9. What? Did you just say 9? 9 side effects. You know, like 8, 9, 10. Panzer the Sappers there.
We're losing a victory.
Recce section falls back up north. And it's back to Lattouf and Deutschland as the 21st Panzer north of the Salt here, but happening a bit awkwardly there. 6-pounder guns now trained are definitely much more vicious. Smoke again deployed here. Nebelwerfer probably should have been set up here to fire first. In fact, what he could have done is fire the White Phosphorus barrage in the general direction. He's going to push it to cover for some against anti-tank guns here, but oh well. And now we got an artillery strike here for Momo. Again, calling in artillery forcing here. Lattouf and the 21st Panzer Division to scatter before mighty British artillery slam into the positions. Got the centre victory point here, though, at a bit of a cost for Deutschland. And there you go, goodbye to allowing the retreating troops. Blowing apart poor Roger there. Momo, though, continues to operate with a single tank. No sign of additional armour here as of yet. I suppose you could argue it's because Lattouf is not really putting enough pressure on him to, like, really change the optics of that one. Also worth noting, Lattouf has got, like, an immense amount of munitions, but isn't, say, laying down mines despite having multiple Pioneer squads. One option you could go for is actually going for Syrian artillery barrage for the artillery strike, or even mechanized assault. Both of these, of course, would be great utilizations of all the munitions he's currently got floating about there. But so far, it would appear Lattouf is a bit more focused on going for the Panther, which is fine, but at that stage, you really should be just laying down a lot of mines. He's even brought in a Pack 40 here, so it does feel like here at this stage Lattouf's plan is to stall out for the Panther, when probably he'd be actually better off just say going for the Panzer Company, making a Sturm Panther, deal with all the tank guns and support weapons, and then blasting his way through them. Maybe. Panzer's being forwards here. There's a Sturmgewehr. Worth noting, sort of more assault rifle heavy Panzergrenadier formation were very much late war thing, sort of roughly late mid-1944 and beyond. Initially the Panzer Brigades to get them, and then sort of like more regular Panzer divisions. There were technically formations equipped with them before, but interesting enough, they were actually the escort units for the Stugs. Fun fact, Stug, there's some new repairs by the way. Recce section Radical Crusade there for getting a headache here. South side, again, seeing some light infantry action here, but Momo and Lattouf here remains heavily focused on the south. Now we got the anti-tank forwards here. Lattouf's position is getting pretty sticky, and only gets sticky as he gets hit with anti-tank rifle grenades. Stug debombarding. Close 52. Sturmgeschütz being forced back. Machine gun needs to withdraw as well here. It's a strong push here by Momo and the 7th Armoured Division here, causing chaos in the lines of the 21st Panzer. We got the point-blank blast. Flying high explosives here alongside the Stug deep into the ranks of the advancing British force here of the 7th Armoured Division. The Desert Rats are definitely getting caught here. Quite the blow, the Sturmgeschütz kaput. Great killer for Momo. Great kill. And he got the Stug D as well there. Another hammer blow here onto Deutschland. Pack 40 there, finally on the scene here, pushes back the Crusader. But that was a really good push here for Momo. Fairly relatively low casualties. Meanwhile, 2 German Sturmgeschütze had been left burning by the wayside. Meanwhile, all the infantry was largely busy in the south. So, definitely feel like that was a bit odd there by Lattouf. At least, not wholly efficient. That said, the big prize here for Lattouf, of course, is on the horizon. The Panzerkampfwagen 5 Ausführung D. Early model. So, heading south to the Recce section with the Lee Enfields and Scope Lee Enfields. Of course, it is worth noting, just like the German infantry squad, the British infantry squad was also centered around the light machine gun. Of course, they went for the Bren gun, whereas the Germans, of course, went for the MD-34 and 42s, highlighting that even like they had sort of roughly the same idea as how infantry was to operate, how they envisioned those machines to operate was, of course, still significantly different. That's like, you know, one of those fun things. Meanwhile, Momo there's got something here to feel. There's the Churchill Black Prince. Very much a prototype tank that never really saw much, if any, service, and most of them just end up rusting away there in, you know, England. But yeah, they decided they wanted that for some reason. In the south here, British advance, they're now being heavily weighted. More Lattouf, they're definitely tough spot, but now that tough spot is about to get a little less tough, I imagine, as the Panzerkampfwagen 5 Ausführung D has arrived. The Model D was the first model of Panther. Would that be followed by the Model A and then the Model G, which of course is completely not confusing at all. Samples was the Pioneer and the MD-42. Another artillery strike here. Mines going off here. Panther arriving with its high velocity 7.5 gun there. Machine Gewehr in there, ripping into it. Black Prince moving forwards. Pioneers swapped out there. Great kill for Momo and the British Empire. More artillery firing down there. Panthers gaining target, shooting. Machine gun there getting polarized. Crusaders withdrawing a bit here. Black Prince at it. Machine gun needs to be careful up north here. Pioneers in a bit of trouble here. Sappers push back. We got heavy fire. They're still running down here. It's a tense engagement here as the Germans are bringing up more heavy equipment to halt now the increasingly inexorable British assault. More tardy for Lattouf. Not a bad idea, to be honest. With the smoke machines and even the flares can be quite handy. I mean, combine that with the Nebelwerfer. You could, for example, use the flares to scot out the 6-pounder gun, and then you could slam the Nebelwerfers into the 6-pounder guns with a fair amount of accuracy. So the mortar does make a lot of sense here for Lattouf. It's actually so to Momo, by the way, mate. Sorry about that. We got the Black Prince here, equipped with a 17-pounder gun. Technically, the hull was also meant to be a bit larger than there. Panther engaging here, though. Shots went through the 6-pounder gun there. Panther taking several penetrating hits here. And it's 80mm of frontal armor. Another hit there. 6-pounder gun, a mortar fire here landing, and now we got the Nebelwerfer as well here. First rocket that goes over the mark here. Second rocket as well. Getting some damage in the forcing the anti-tanks back. In fact, almost burning through one of the crews. Small win there in the center for Lattouf in the center. South, the Momo's advancing in the center. Even with that win there, Momo and the British Empire's advancing here. Lattouf struggling to halt the British war machine here. Though he's definitely hurting it. He's almost got the Crusader tank here. Black Prince getting hammered with both Panther, Stuke, and Pack 40s here. Could try and rush in the Grenadiers to Pantherfasters right now. More smoke being deployed here by both sides, causing the entire center of the map to turn into a bit of a boggy landscape here. Sappers being polarized here, slammed into the ground, and definitely forced to withdraw here in the face of the German advance. Black Prince there falling back in the south here, Recce section advancing, looking for those tasty, juicy German targets on our flanks, but instead only finding the MG42 pointing right at them. Back here, Crusader, Black Prince need repairs here. I mean, both sides really are needing some heavy repairs on their armor. And certainly only got tougher for Lattouf because he lost one of his pioneer squads. Of course, Panthers, as a fun sight, are also notoriously difficult to maintain, as even when properly maintained, they would still break down. In fact, it was not uncommon throughout the entire war when you had like Panther Battalion reporting like how many Panthers were actually operable. A lot of the time they have like maybe half of the Panthers operable at any time. Sometimes less than that. Got the Recce section charged onto the Panzer Grenadiers here. A full British assault. Panzers being rushed into this, but they're so low and healthy and there's no Grenadiers to match with them. No easy replacements here. Got the Recce 2 moving in. They're actually close to the east, which is definitely really good here for the Panzer. Got another bomb grenade here. But he has to withdraw here. Center there, bit of creeping forwards here by Momo. Up north, Crusader striking, got the Panther nearby to support. Panzer's there in a lot of trouble. Sturmgeschütz fixed up. We'll have to see what the Lattouf goes for next, but a part of me is almost thinking he's going to try and go for another Panther here. Mortar fire there. Crashing some poor soul with the high explosive rounds that it fires. And we got flares here. Nice work by Momo. Of course, allows him to use his anti-tank guns a bit more effectively and safely. Meanwhile, the Black Prince has finally been sorted out here for Momo4sho and the British Empire. Sturmgeschütz rolling ahead. Panther there hanging back.
Report in. The Huns are on 200 points.
200 points left here for Lattouf. Section in the fight. Grenadiers pushing forwards. Machining Gewehr joining in the front. Ace level. Doing great work there for Deutschland. In the center, Black Prince was the pioneers, about to utterly pulverize them there with a 17-pound high explosive shell. Great shot on the Grenadiers here. Red key sector's about to get wiped out here. Would be great, of course, for Lattouf if he could score that wipe here on Momo. And he does score the wipe. A harsh blow to Momo, down to just 3 sections now. And gets a Grenadier squad in return, though. That's a not quite equal trade, but still not terrible either. More artillery here. Momo's been making very good use of the Fort Observatory barrage. Thumbs up to that. Definitely putting that 25-pounder gun here to work. And the gunners. Alright, you lazy bastards. I'm gonna make you sweat. Well, even more. Over to Lattouf here as Momo comes swinging here. Sappers flanking the machine gun out here. Panthers kind of sort of stuck up here in the center. There seems to be where Lattouf's main attention is. That's where the Black Prince is. He has gone for the Mechanized assault. I honestly would expect him to go for the Searing Artillery barrage. Not that, again, Mechanized assault is a bad ability at all, but I feel like the way that Momo's handling his anti-tank guns and infantry, like the Searing Artillery barrage, could be a great way to counter that. Plus, I don't feel like he's been very aggressive at times, so Mechanized assault is perhaps less valuable, though again, still useful. Other way, though, second Panthers have been forward to the front line here for Lattouf and Deutschland. That's definitely going to be able to headache here for Momo, though, if well handled, because they do a lot of damage there for a medium tank, and they got good armor as well. South here, Panzertruppen, the Crusaders being forced back here. I mean, it is worth noting, Lattouf has really focused his armor like almost exclusively on the north side of the road. They barely moved towards the south side. Now we got the Panther push here. We got the Mechanized assault here. Panthers driving forwards here. Though I think the mistake here was not waiting for the other Panther first, also not killing the Stug. I feel like that would be a bit more useful here for Lattouf. Need to fire here on the 6-pounder guns. Also, he may have once like actually focused down the Crusader Panther down there. Great kill for Momo. Great kill, but looking really bad here for Lattouf now. His Panther is isolated behind British lines, and there's a Black Prince firing its armor-piercing round straight into the sidearm of the Panther. We got the Crusading rush north. It's got the Stug moving in here. Looks like there will be a bit of a botch assault by Lattouf that has really bit him in the posterior here. Stug's in trouble now. Panther there still fighting at it. Crew desperately at it. Shoot, Otto! Shoot! My name is Wilhelm! Ah, scheiße. Stug in trouble in the south here. Panther squad wiped out. The Panther's down. The Panther is kaput. And there you go. It is GG. Game over. A fierce fight here between Momo and Lattouf. Really close at times for Lattouf, but again, I do feel like for some reason, no folks on the north side of the map, he could have made some good progress on the south side of the map at times with the Stugs, but for some reason, he really just allowed moments like park his anti-tank guns to cover the north side of the map for way too long. Neither weapons could also been used a bit more, and I feel like the White Fossils was a bit overlooked. It's a really good ability because you can, for example, use the anti-tank gun, so even if it doesn't kill them, it pretty much prevents them from shooting because, you know, they can't even shoot through it easily because they can't see it, so it's a bit more disruptive in that sense. I kind of like it, but also more mines, and, you know, more ability usage in general. But, you know, nice back and forth here. Strong early game for Lattouf for those machine guns into the fast Panzer Grenadiers, but things kind of fell off there. And Momo, I think, also played really well there with the drawn refit there, like going for an early light vehicle game, shifting into medium armor, and, you know, getting more infantry, and then, you know, pulling for the Black Prince. I think it's all a really well executed strategy by Momo versus Lattouf. So, hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment, tell a friend, tell a family, or maybe just talk about what you've done differently in this match. And also, you can also support the Propagandacaster by donating a pledge on Patreon. Links in the description. Helps me out immensely. Allows me to keep making all these wonderful videos. So thank you all for joining in. And see you all tomorrow for another episode. Bye everyone.